Peace, all my gods and goddesses, and all righteous channels of the earth. This is Marco Jaw on another, monologue tape, and I wanted to say that because I was looking at my little old videos I had in my archives, and I titled this series as monologue tapes. I don't know when I will plan on to uh, get on camera soon. It might be soon or whatever, but these are the Marco Job monologue tapes, and we getting into it, and I wanna title this tape is the rap game looking like Jerry Springer. And I gave my point of the rap game. I already told y'all, like, I'm done pursuing music. I want to look into other different ventures and businesses. I'm done kind of with the music chase, hustle and bustle. But currently what's been going on with the rap game is as well with the beef with the Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Kendrick beef. And of course, I love Kendrick for doing what he does. I don't think it's corny what he's doing. He's bringing competitiveness. Excuse me. If I got a slight speech impediment, but he's bringing competitiveness in the game. I'm calling out rappers. I'm not gonna say that it's needed, but maybe the word needed and necessary is synonyms and antonyms towards each other, but that's all what Kendrick is doing is just kicking the competitive sport in the nature of hip-hop. And I understand, I come from hip-hop, I partake in it, and I'm not in hip-hop anymore. I don't consider myself in it anymore because I feel it's a lost cause now. But I appreciate Kendrick for doing that. But it's a lot of sneak dissing going on around, and when Drake responded to Kendrick, it was more than just a response to Kendrick. It was a response to The Weeknd. It was a response to Rick Ross. It was a response to Metro Boomin as well, one of the most popular producers right now in hip hop, and it sparked a whole, like, it was the saying where they say you can get somebody an inch and they'll take a whole mile with it. People really usually compare that with women or somebody who takes advantage of you. But I must say, man, it sparked a lot, and then it sparked Kanye West making his own version of Like That, dissing, supposedly, that's what people are saying, supposedly dissing Drake and J. Cole, which I don't think it was a Drake Cole diss, but I think it was more of a Drake diss. And then on top of that, I do want to as well put attention on the recent beef that that Quavo and Chris Brown been having, which I've been honestly been enjoying that more than the J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake beef. A lot of people are saying that Chris Brown slaughtered lyrically slaughtered Quavo, and me personally, and everybody looks like at Chris Brown like he's like an alien, like he can do anything. And I don't know, I seen this man like backflip just from stepping 1 foot with no hands. I seen this man play basketball like an NBA player. This man can sing, but I always knew like Chris Brown could rap too as well. And that's one thing. That's one thing. Maybe like everybody compares Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. He is kind of like, I would say kind of like the current era of Michael Jackson, because he is talented. The music and the albums might have not hold the same weight as Michael Jackson, but the talent that man Chris Brown has is impeccable. But I always knew Chris Brown could rap, especially with that little joint album he had with Tyga, which Tyga is one of my favorite rappers as well too. But I already knew it, man. I already knew what I forecasted it like the weather, bro. Like I already knew like if Chris Brown drop a diss track on Quavo and he was on rap on it, I already knew Quavo. I already knew he was gonna destroy Quavo. But I'm not gonna lie and say that I did like Quavo's diss track back to him. I like Quavo's response too, but a lot of people are clowning him for right now. Using a Takeoff verse, and using it him, everybody saying, hey, Takeoff, he was the main one carrying the Migos. But I think it's just funny though, and I'm gonna say that too. I'm not gonna try to make this monologue take too long, but I just think it's funny how when Takeoff died, people want to appreciate him and acknowledge that he was the best rapper for the Migos. But while he was alive, he always just kind of like took the background scene and let Offset and Quavo get more of the attention and star quality. But personally, when Takeoff died, that shit really hurted me because to me, I always knew Takeoff was the best from the Migos, and Takeoff was honestly really my favorite rapper ever from Atlanta. Everybody loves the music, the Atlanta music scene, just like how I do. I would say I lean more to the Florida, more of the California, Bay Area music scene a little bit more. But Takeoff was my favorite rapper from Atlanta. You got Andre 3000. I'll say Ludacris was my first favorite rapper too. Back in them days. But Takeoff was my favorite rapper from Atlanta. So, I did like the little, I did like the response Quavo had, but a lot of people clowning Quavo and saying he didn't come out with a better response. I like the response, but it's like nowadays, it's like diss tracks are like damn near 2.5 minutes long now. The songs are shorter, to as well get you more streaming numbers. I love the diss, and I felt like that diss was horrible. Quavo, he called Chris Brown a crackhead, Michael Jackson. anyway, but I like the diss. I thought it was strong. I just felt like he should have rapped a little bit more because Chris Brown did a whole lot more rapping and showed more skill than what Quavo showed us on his response his diss track. Um, and as well, not just talking about the Kendrick back and forth um, with Drake, but with the Rick Ross diss track, I thought that was nice too. What they call Champagne Moments. I thought it was nice, but I just thought it was a little mid. I just all these diss tracks just coming out lately, and this Kendrick, Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake, Big Three, Fiasco. I thought really out of all the diss tracks that's going on right now, I really thought that Drake had the hardest diss track. Um, Kendrick, and then I get a second place to Kendrick. That's just me. It's my opinion. Um, Kendrick, he had a hard little diss track, but it wasn't like really a diss. He just calling out names like what he did on a song he had with Big Sean years ago. You just calling out rappers and say, hey, let's keep this shit competitive. I thought it was friendly, but me personally, I come from an era where like diss tracks were personal. Now, the 90s isn't my era. Maybe it is. So I started listening to hip hop, I always say, in 1998. So I've been listening to hip hop since the 90s. I come from the 90s, born in 91. But the early 90s, mid 90s, that's not my era because I was a little kid. I was a little taller. But the late 90s, early 2000s, 2010s was more like my favorite era in hip hop. But I would say a lot of these diss tracks are mid. I say Kendrick and Drake went hard as hell. The Rick Ross song, this track was mid, and the video was mid because he was just standing in one place by a car. Like, I just thought the video could have been a whole lot better. That, and then the diss track, it was mid. The J. Cole diss track to Kendrick, that shit was mid. But I say Drake and Kendrick really went hard. And then Kendrick, I might have to give Kendrick the most credit because he had one verse, and that's what Kendrick does, man. He'll give a verse for a good 16 to 25 bars and change a rap game and make people want to respond. But that's the funny thing to me is like Drake came out with his diss and responding to Kendrick, and then came out with AI, Tupac, and Snoop Dogg, which I thought it was creative. I ain't thought the song was bad, but at the same time, I just thought it was a little corny. And he's getting sued by Tupac Shakur's estate, which I'm a huge Tupac fan. So I'm pretty sure that Sechua Shakur, Tupac's sister, is in charge of it. And they're suing. So Drake right now is taking the song down from not being streamed. But I ain't thought the song was bad. I just thought it was a little corny. And then on top of that, it just felt like he was just trying to poke at his ego, but he didn't go in on him like he should. And I just feel like, man, if you like a rapper, man, you shouldn't have to use somebody else's voice and go at them. And use your own voice and, you know, and destroy somebody. But I'll say majority, the rap game is looking like Jerry Springer, and I'll say a lot of these diss tracks, they have been mid, except for Drake and Kendrick. Now the second diss track from Drake, that shit was kind of mid and a little tacky and corny to me. Just my opinion. I know maybe back in the early mid 90s, dropping subliminals was a thing, especially on the East Coast scene. But I come from an era where somebody would say your name and diss you and use receipts and use your flaws and weaknesses against you and would really go hard. And maybe that's the sad thing about hip hop, is like when people beef, it is personal. But I just really think that all the beef that's going on in hip hop right now is a stage. It's to catch attention. It's for rappers to profit. Even Kanye West jumped into the beef because, like, that's what people say. Like, the big three is Kendrick, Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole. But you seeing the numbers that Kanye doing, like, he's big 4 too. He's big 4 too. Like, I'm not a huge Kanye fan. It's maybe like a good 1-2 albums I fuck with him, which is My Dark Twisted Fantasy and Graduation. But I've never been a huge Kanye West fans. Like, but out of anybody in this beef, Kanye West has the most power and the most following and the most cult fan base. Like, his fans is like, man, they can't do nothing wrong. But that's all I just want to say. Before I go, I want to say that I do think that Chris Brown and Quavo, back and forth, it's corny, man. It's like y'all really rapping on wax, trading diss tracks against over some fucking bitch. I don't get me wrong, man. Don't get me wrong, cause I've been going through a breakup these past months, and then I was really tight and how it happened, and I was betrayed, and but bro, I'm not publicly beefing over no bitch. And I ain't gonna say woman, and I don't want to let women hear this video and assume I'm disrespecting women and stuff. I'm not. I'm just like, it's just some women in your life as a man that do you wrong. Like, they some bitches. But it's just like this Chris Brown and Quavo, it's over some bitch. It's over some girl that Chris Brown hasn't been over with in over 5 years. And yeah, Chris Brown had a harder diss track, but he's still making himself look bad because, like, you still tripping over some bitch that you haven't been with. Like, you still tripping. Like, the way Chris Brown was acting these 5 years, any rapper, it was even his homies, like The Game, Tyrese will say, hey, nice picture, or they'll like it. Chris Brown would publicly be like, hey, don't be talking to her like that, and stuff like that, when I wasn't even his girl. So, it's acting like the rap game right now, all the rap beef, I just think it's for promotion, I think it's to hype things up, get things interesting. It's funny how all this beef that's going on is mostly between rappers that are in their 30s and 40s. is but and then you see, like, man, a lot of these rappers do not like each other, and they act like friends, homies, but they always plotting on trying to get with each, cause these females in industry, they get passed along. All these dudes that you see, Chris Brown, Drake, Kanye West, Game, like, they all fucking the same bitches. Kendrick, they all fucking the same bitches. And then they want to fight over these nasty, slutty, most likely disease-having assholes in these industries. And it's just like, yo, like, I remember, my last point is just like, damn, I just remember when rap, man, was, motherfuckers really used to beef over, like, real street shit, man. It used to beef over, like, when the business went bad. It used to be the beef over money. Like, now it's just like, y'all just beefing over just ego and who's the best and over bitches. When I'm just like, man, like, come on. Like, this is not what a rap game needs. It's just immature 30, 40-year-olds, acting like fucking jealous teenagers in high school. Like, come on, we don't need that, man. We need some bars, man. We need some better production, and we need some as well, better management with the business of hip hop, where it could benefit the black community and enrich us, instead of sending us to an early grave and to an early prison sentence. So it's just like, come on. It's just like, we can't win if we always at each other and letting these record executives who don't know nothing about the culture, don't care about the culture, putting us against each other. But that's my tape. This tape, Marco John monologue tape, it's called The Rap Game. It's looking like Jerry Springer. This shit it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. But I'll say majority of all the diss tracks that have been going on in the rap game lately, it's been mid. It's been mid. And I'm just gonna say that. But I made this video the shortest that I can. Y'all have a good one. I love y'all. This is gonna go on my YouTube and Rumble pages. More videos will come, and then as well I'm gonna drop old Marco Ja monologue tapes as well that have been in my archives. I have a couple saved in my archives, so y'all stay in tune. It's just I'm busy right now. I've been looking for a job, and I'm busy right now. Got a lot to improve, a lot to do. Not one of the most lowest points in my life, but I'm getting out of it. But y'all just gotta give me some time. The tapes are dropping. I appreciate the love. I got like 5 likes on Rumble. I got a couple views on YouTube and Rumble. Not the most in the world, but I appreciate y'all. I see I have some type of voice. So I want to say peace to all my gods and goddesses and all righteous families of the earth. And y'all have a good one. Peace to the God.